We're sipping IPAs and dippers, dippers and the tippers, impies and the sours, sipping on the sours. Smashing crafties, smashing crafties, smashing beers.
IPAs and dippers, dippers and the tippers, impies and the sours, smashing on the sours, smashing crafties, smashing beers. So yeah, there's no effort spared. Welcome, Mike.
Cheers.
I'd
Glad
say
to finally be here.
Yeah, knocking this will make a crackle because we're lo-fi here. So
DIY or die, mate.
fuck yeah. I reckon we should kick it off with. Do you know what? No, we're not going to go with that. We're going to go with. I'm excited.
Okay.
So.
Oh, hello.
I know. Northern Monks. Mango Lassie? Heathen? How are we referring to this?
I mean, to be fair, like, so.
Mango Lassie Heathen.
And
Mango Lassie
passion
Heathen.
fruit mango lassie heathen.
Yeah, shit, they fucked me up. That's what it is. It's, are these droplets? Why are they that colour? Is that some sort of weird anomaly of...
I think that's just both of us being a bit older and our eyes fucking up,
Yeah.
to be fair.
That looks crazy though. Right, so the deal is that every year Northern Monk do a Mango Lassie beer based on their Heathen core range brew. It's consistently fucking insanio, and I think
Yeah,
it was,
I don't think I've actually had any of these since the first drop they did, like a few years ago.
The very first Mango.
Yeah, 'cause, to be
Let's
fair,
go with that
like, I worked in craft beer for years.
Do you want to slide us?
Cheers, man. I worked in craft beer for years, and then was like keeping up with everything as and when it was coming out, and I think it was probably around COVID. I just kind of dropped off from it a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it anymore.
Mm.
It was more so just. I mean, for one, I didn't have a lot of money, and I lived.
Have a whiff on that.
I lived around the corner from here.
That's fucking fruit. You could smell that. There is lactose in that, I'm assuming. It says.
Oh,
It literally says creamy on the can. Juicy, creamy flavours. And that is basically
you can taste it straight away.
That is just pure cream in the smell.
It tastes like a boozy Rubicon.
Yeah. The mango's there in its sort of slight bitterness, but not really overpowering it.
Yeah, which to be fair, that was one of the things I was going to get onto. Was it? So, like I said, I lived around the corner from here during lockdown. Literally straight across the road from the co-op.
Yeah.
And it just got easier to go and buy a 4-pack of Heineken to the point that the doorman at that co-op, when I'd walk in after a couple of months, be like, "Hey, Heineken, man," and I'm like, "Fuck's sake, I'm gonna have to start buying Moretti now."
Yeah. It's when you start ringing up the takeaway and they're like the usual. It's that moment of shame.
But yeah, I think part of the reason I kind of fell off craft beer for a little while as well. I'm getting back into it again now. But it was because these kind of like passion fruit, mango, guava beers. Around that time, like, you know, you were getting a lot of like the pinatas and stuff. North Bruco were coming out, and a lot of those big like fruity, juicy beers. But the fruit flavors were just so overpowering for me. I was like, I just want something a bit more chill. Yeah, because
these are
I'd spent the last.
These
8
are the
years.
anti-chill beers.
Yeah,
these are the like.
But this is something I can get on board with.
Okay.
This isn't like you said, it's not overpowering. You get that vanilla on the back end of it as well, which is really nice.
I think with Northern Monk, with the breweries that kind of know what the fuck is up with what they're doing, and it's like you go to Vault and you know you're going to get that gorgeous tang. Yeah. You got a Northern Monk, and there's just certain aspects of things when it comes to like sort of the IPAs. Obviously, it's the hazy boys, but when it comes to some of the fruity stuff they're doing, I will say I've been let down with the recent crop of summer fruity beers they've done. To the nose, they're fucking insane. The smell, just absolute powerhouse. But then you taste it, and it's like, doesn't bring anything close to what I was wanting. One
of the things that I kind of put me off for a while was, I think, like, industry term, I guess, was like you got a juice bomb.
Yeah.
And they had that kind of like dank taste to them, where they were a lot thicker than this, like the big fruity hazy IPAs.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything for me, and like almost just made me feel a bit ill. Where I was like, can't you put this in a 330ml can instead of like one of the tall boys?
Yeah, there is that as well. The sort of, but I mean, I guess breweries will have their preferential production methods.
They'll have their niche that they like to go with as well. And obviously, it was a really popular style as well. A lot of people absolutely loved it. It was just my preference. Like, I've always loved everything Northern Monk do, and that might be a bit of bias because my mates work for them, but at the same time, because I'm one of the best in Leeds, if not the best in Leeds, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm entirely biased in that my whole sort of craft beer tutelage. We're reaching there. It's all, it's from there that I learn everything. But then they are a very, very fucking high quality brewery. So
they're so good.
It's almost like getting into the game via Northern Monk was kind of fucked me up.
Yeah, because you worked there for a while, didn't you?
Back and forth. I was there back in, I think, 2018. Just glass collecting guy.
Yeah.
Then went back just before COVID.
Yeah.
So I think, what day was it? It was...
So I still remember that.
Actually, it was the year before COVID, yeah.
I think, didn't you put out like some Instagram posts where you'd edited yourself into the tap room, like main floor, during COVID, and it was like a meme that you'd made on Photoshop of yourself, like sitting on one of the tables or something like that?
No, that was real. That was...
I thought it was Photoshopped.
I ain't that good. No, that was my song I made.
I want dry hop, double dry hop, triple dry hop, put it in me.
That era.
That was it.
Because there was a lot of downtime at the bar, and that was the double dry hopped song.
Yeah,
we need to make a video for. So there will be, keep an eye out for that. There will. I think I want to speak to the guys at the refectory and film something in the brewery side.
Whenever you're ready, just tell me and I will come and shoot it for you. We'll get you in 6K.
I got a camera and I got lighting.
Yeah. And you got quite a rig, like it's putting mine to shame.
Nothing but pros here, right? Let's step into this. So the last time around, so the notes on the can really were on the money there. Like when they're tapping on the juicy, creamy, even that they're referencing the vanilla side. So I was going to say earlier, the specifically things like vanilla and cinnamon. Like I remember they did a cinnamon beer during lockdown, and I think it was Ad down at the old Flax Store refractory site. He was telling me that they were using, there were two different versions of how you get the cinnamon flavour, and I think they'd gone with like an oil extract or something that was like, we're going to do it a bit different this time. And it was like, oh yeah, they really are fucking making an effort here. And as I say, with regards to like vanilla, it's been present in, I remember some of the beers of the past. Was that Simpsons song, Homer Simpson, so all the beers we've drank before, was it?
I should know this because I'm such a Simpsons nerd. Like I'm.
But yeah, so it's there are a lot of instances where it's like.
Do you mean? Sorry, not to take over your time. Do you mean the one about when he was underage and he had a fake ID and he's like, when I was 17?
Yes.
I wish I could remember it off the top. I drank a lot of beer. It was a very good beer.
But
yeah. Carry on.
These are great beers. So we've got the references on the can this time. They're saying mango, passion fruit, lime, and also vanilla. Also juicy and creamy. So let's see what the fuck is up with this fella.
Cheers, mate.
Ooh.
You definitely get a lot of that lime. And again, that vanilla, like, it's a little bit more subtle on the finish from the last one.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the winner.
You get like a hard hit of that lime, and then the vanilla just kind of creeps through.
That lime is like pure opal fruit style now. Or are they called Starbursts now, aren't they?
Starburst, it's all the same shit. We're old. They were opal fruits at one point.
Yeah, fuck. That is. If you were curious on the fruitier side of beers, because I know there's a lot of like sort of the fruit IPAs and things that are out there, which these are not. I mean, I don't know what they're labeling them as. Tropical Lassie IPA.
But
I think because the marketplace is so flooded with shit fruit beers, that when somebody steps up and does it like this, it's like.
See, I don't know a huge amount about the brewing process. I sold for beers in various different places over the years, but I imagine the lassie aspect is what's kind of differentiating it from those kind of IPAs. Because if they were going to do like a passion fruit, mango, and lime heathen without the lassie aspect, that's where you're getting your kind of thick, dank juice bomb kind of thing, which probably wouldn't be up my street. But this is, because it's like, it's almost like it's still quite light, even at, how strong is that?
7.2.
So I'd have
both 7.2s.
I'd have sipped those and thought they were like 5.5. Like, they're almost quite sessionable.
Yeah, I could give that to my nephew who's 9.
Yeah,
I'll take by the end of the
I'll take the rest of the can and give it to Abby's daughter who's 9.
There we go.
And she'll be, I mean, she won't bounce off the walls for a change. She'll just sit down and chill.
I imagine there's a fair amount of sugar in these as well, though. Do they ever say like the sugar type content per milliliter? No, they won't. But there's a hell of a lot of international details on it. It looks like the distro arm is killing it. So
but
shouts to Northern Monk whoever's doing the distro side.
They're everywhere now.
Yeah. And do you know what?
I don't know if it's distro side, but it'll be Joe that's doing the sales.
I don't think I know Joe.
Oh, lovely lad.
But no,
you'll know him by face for sure.
Yeah. But I saw because I don't really look at the beers in the supermarket that much. But I saw at my local co-op that got Northern Monk's Heathen on the shelf. Oh, this is Father something, and it was on a warm shelf, dented to fuck, and it was just like that. Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen that in Sainsbury's as well.
That's the thing, and it's like for as much as like the amount of time that was drilled into us, like the cold supply chain, how important cold supply chain is, and the quality of the beer, and don't dint the cans. If we dinted a can, we'd fucking give it away free. Yeah. And just like all of these levels of quality assurance, QA is my sort of 9 to 5, and then you see it in the supermarkets, and it's like, yeah, I get it. It's fantastic for the brewery, for craft, for a lot of reasons.
I suppose the thing is,
in some respects,
I suppose the thing is with that, you've got to think. So the Northern Monk,
or anyone really. That's just not
Cal, for instance, can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but Northern Monk specifically, I'm fairly sure they're in every major supermarket apart from Lidl.
Okay.
Cal. I'm sure we had a chat about it a few months ago when I was with those guys, and it just came up in conversation. But I imagine when it comes to like your craft beer sort of stuff, when they're in bottle shops like say Rainville or RIP Growlers, we'd look after the cans, make sure they were refrigerated when they had to be, make sure that any that were bottle conditioned, we'd keep an eye on them and all of that sort of stuff. Whereas supermarkets aren't going to do that. They're not training their staff to look after that. But at the same time, your clientele in bottle shops are different to your clientele in supermarkets.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's
so it'll be folks like my dad who might have had a mango IPA once and see it and go, well, that sounds nice, and they're not going to know any different.
No, it's not. The point I raised wasn't about that in the least, though. It was purely about just like my personal thing. It's always about me at the end of the day, because I'm an egocentric motherfucker. But
that's why you've got 5 different podcasts running.
Basically, no, it's because I've got far too many ideas, and only 3 of them are actually live. So it's like there's many other ideas of things that haven't happened yet, but. It's purely the principle of me being a curmudgeon and just like loving the concept of craft, and having seen in other iterations of things where you have like sort of a wholly beautiful moment of the craft thing, the sort of the edifice of just DIY culture or low level culture bringing sort of perfection to the marketplace, and then what happens, the bastardized version of that when you scale up. And I've so seldom seen scale work, and I do think that one of the lads from what was his name? Why do I blanking on his name? The lad from he was business side at Northern Monk. He's left. The lad from Canada. But anyway.
Oh.
And he's recently jumped to Vault. Vault have acquired him. And I can't remember. And it's entirely to do with
that's gonna really
but it'll be entirely to do with scaling up Vault's basically their business. So all eyes on Vault to see if they manage.
Vault's in guys are pretty much just doing every sour beer possible on the planet.
Basically, every variant of terms. It's going to be like, so they've got a big list of like sort of fruit, spice, season, TV show, colour reference, and it just spin a wheel and get a name. Yeah,
it's kind of like, don't get me wrong, their beer is amazing.
I fucking love it.
It's
one of my
almost
favourite
like, it's
UK
like that
breweries,
South
hands
Park
down.
bit with the manatees, where it's like they pick a ball, and that's going to be the colour of the can, and then they pick another ball, and that's going to be the fruit that goes in.
We are going to get controversial now.
Okay. I love the faith.
Well, right, so we're going to stick with, whilst we're on Northern Monk, whilst we're talking on Northern Monk, we're going to stick with Northern Monk, and we're going to go to faith. The reason why it's controversial.
Oh, you're going to have to tell me, mate.
They changed the recipe recently. Well, this summer, I believe.
Okay, this is actually news to me.
The colour looks a little... It does look different to me. That...
Definitely looks lighter.
Yeah, because that's the thing, for me, as I say, with my job, QA is what I've done for the past decade.
Yeah.
Because basically I've got this insane eye for detail. I remember being on the canning line and stopping production because some of the labels would be wrong. Happened a few times. We'd have to like...
that's the shit that people need.
Yeah. But going from the fruit, I'm going to palate cleanse.
Yeah.
Do you want some water?
I'll take a splash.
But yeah, so the point was that over the summer, Northern Monk changed the recipe, and I believe the ABV was 5.2 before, wasn't it?
I think it was stronger than 5.
5.4 or 5.2. It's now 5%.
It was kind of...
We've probably got a faith can at the back here somewhere. I can't believe we haven't. Anyway.
You've got a Heineken, but you don't have a faith.
Well, priorities.
Nothing wrong with a Heine.
They caught some flack. I tried it when I was out at White Locks recently, and I weren't feeling it on tap.
Yeah.
Let's have a look, see what it's saying from the can.
It's got that faith
it's got
aroma.
It's there, but
it's not as it's not as punchy as it used to be.
That Citra punch is just so my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I obviously when I'm
have a couple.
When I'm spending time when I'm meeting Cal and Heather and all those guys in town, we'll generally meet up or go to a factory at least for one. And I tend to drink Faith when I'm there. I don't know if it's because it's the canned version, but on keg it always still hits.
Okay.
Absolutely fine. Like, it's just a good sessionable hazy pale.
I'm into this, but
it doesn't quite have that citrus punch it used to.
It doesn't. I'm going to leave it at that because we've tasted it. I don't like bringing the neggy.
I don't want Cal to text me in a few days and be like, "What the fuck are you saying, Mad?"
It is what it is, and you know what? I'm sure plenty of other people still love it, but for me, I got to keep it 100, as the kids on the streets say. I think, do they say that?
I wouldn't know. I'm 34.
Fuck. I'm 45. You're my anchor point to the youth of today.
I mean, I could text Cal. He's 32, so he's a little bit closer.
Okay, yeah.
Scott's just turned 30, so he might know. But
there's a little bloody fly in here.
No, I keep seeing it.
I think I got it. Anyway,
nice.
Right. So I mean, it is what it is.
I could drink that all day.
I could drink it, but it's that thing of like, I could probably drink most fruit IPAs that I've tried in the world, but once you've tried that, you kind of know game's over for the rest. And if you've tried Faith before, for me, that bastard.
I think you might have just got it. No.
Not compelling viewing.
2 guys drinking beer and trying to get a fly.
Right, so we are going to go, do you know what? Let's go fucking mental for the next one. And sticking on the theme of, fuck, I almost had his name. What was his name? Don't know his name. We're going to go with Vault.
Sweet.
Did you see that one? This is their take on the Toxic Sours sweets. Okay. So we are hoping for the sourest beer
I'm hoping
known to man.
I'm hoping I sip this and I end up looking like Homer Simpson when he has the lemon sour. Like, I don't know.
So we're going into Vault Dweller from Vault City. This is their non-toxic sour beer. It's a little lower, 4.3%. I don't really think there's anything of note to give a shout out to, but I'm curious as a motherfucker. So
is it like the sour sweets?
The sour sweets, the toxic sour sweets. Let's give it a fucking swirl.
Oh, fuck me. That's going back to my childhood.
It smells like sweets, definitely.
So that's not the tartness I kind of wanted off it.
It's,
Your face says different.
I think because I don't drink that much sour stuff, it's definitely not as sour as I was expecting. My face isn't fucked up, but that's...
Oh, wait, there's a little bit just
Yeah. There's a definite after kick. I'm trying to place what the flavour profile is. There's... Oh, I can't place it.
The second sip kind of gets
There's real sweetness to it, but it's almost like it tastes like every sweet put together.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
like
but my face.
That's a Gurn beer.
That's very. My face is. But even, do you know what? The aftertaste is something. It's a sweetness. It's.
Yeah, so I love my sour beers, but when it comes to sour beers, I like them really tart.
Okay, so like the straight up lambic stuff, or sour.
Yeah, so I mean both. So I love lambic. Like I think the Free Fontaine stuff is
Christmas Day beers.
Call me basic. I know there's 1,000 better lambic beers out there and lambic breweries, but
it's consistently fucking
they're
great.
so good.
Yeah. I remember on Christmas Day, like about 3 years ago or something, and trying to like convince my family that it was worth having a sip of, and they'd be like, "Oh no, it's not for me."
Oh, so I did the opposite. I bought myself one of the big bottles. And
I bought myself it. And
everyone in my family's like, "Oh, can we try a bit?" I was like, "No, that's mine."
Oh,
I'm gonna sit with a glass and drink this to myself.
I think my acid reflux knows me better than that, and it's like.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I suffered.
Yeah.
I had a bottle of Gaviscon and a pack of Rennies next to me the entire time. But yeah, so like, I love. I mean, for a Leeds one,
have a massive chug of it. Let's see what happens if we have a massive chug.
How massive are we going?
Let's just fucking chug it.
Yeah, sound. Yeah, that's fair.
That was a horrible burp. Sorry.
Oh, that was Barney Gumbo.
That was. That's all kinds of weird, and my eyes still kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I've not had.
It's an experience.
I've not had one of those sour sweets for about 25 years. But
that's about as close as you can get to it in a drink, I think.
I think it's just, like you said, it's every sweet poured into one. Like, I don't think it's necessarily specific to those sour sweets. It's just, let's make this beer taste like sweets.
And I guess. Yeah, I guess if they're throwing that much of the... I mean, I've no idea how you... how you regulate the acidity or the sort of the sourness. It's something to do with kettles, apparently. I don't know the brewing terms, but I can only imagine you've got to throw a fuck ton of sugar in there just to kind of counterbalance...
That's why I'm looking at this, because I can't work out...
what they're doing. But then we wouldn't know anything.
Ingredients are just water, lemon, hops, yeast.
Is it lemon, they say?
Lemon.
Okay.
I don't know what else they put in there unless they've just put like
that was fucking me up
a country's worth of lemons.
Right, we've got a couple more now that are also Leeds based. This one is a little bit older. I'm assuming it's still going to be. Oh Jesus!
Jesus! Cheers,
pal. Oh,
sounded like fucking Mr. Slave from South Park. Jesus Christ.
Fucking everything's going wrong. But we had toilet paper on standby, because this happened last time as well. It was one of Beak's, I think it was. We had a bottle of Beak and it went fucking everywhere. So we have, this is one, it's going to fucking stink now actually. I've just realised what I've done. It's a Thai green curry saison.
Oh, okay. So that's going to...
It's a Thai green curry. Thai green curry saison from Tartarus Beers, who are a Leeds-based brewery.
I love that label. It's
just on the edge of town.
Mortal Kombat sort of looking label.
All of the Tartarus labels have got these crazy characters on them. So I've got this one. Look at that one.
That's sick. You know how much I love cats.
Yes, you're a cat guy. This is from Tartarus. We've got Naga. Naga appears to be a cobra-headed badass.
Yeah,
I think is all I could really say about as Naga. Naga is also 7.2. Got another big lad.
So we've got a theme running.
Yeah, percentile theme. The next one is lower, but right. Beyond Thai green curry saison.
That's a...
Can't say anything else. Oh Jesus! Oh, you can. That is Thai green. That's bonkers.
I'm just getting saison.
I can't do that.
Is that not for you?
It's not for me. I think there's maybe like there's a spice element to it. It might be, as I said, it is not actually. I think it might actually be past its best before. Its best before is, what's the date today?
14th, 13th, 14th.
2 days.
13th.
We're in date by a few days, so there is a chance that the quality is dropped for the sake of.
I've got a bit of that spice on the back of my throat now, but yeah, it's not for me.
I'll give it another try just in case. Give it another sip. Yeah, two. Or, you never know. The second sip could be the one where you turn a corner. Into Shitsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
It's fair. I've never been a big saison guy. You definitely get that heat more every sip you have, but it's still not. It's not strong enough to.
Well, do you know what we're gonna
really suggest?
We're gonna play Mr. Nice Guy and just defer to the assumption that it was me fucking up with an old can. And there's only that aftertaste really lingers. There's the curry.
Sits.
I'm getting this the roof of my throat, the roof of the back of my mouth and the throat. That's fucking bizarre. But again, the power cleanse because.
Yeah. Please, mate. I mean, I'm sure they do a lot of good beers, but.
Well, they're based.
I've never had anything from them before, to be fair.
I've had a few and I've liked a few. I tried to go to the tap room one time, but I got down there for I think we went down sort of 12-1ish. I think it opens at 2. So right. Go fuck yourself. But on a Saturday afternoon. But as I say, it's Leeds based, so you gotta hype the locals. And I consistently love the cans. Whenever I've seen the cans, they're always fucking great. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a lot of the times. If it's a brewery that I don't know, like obviously if it's Monk or Beak or Dare or anything like that, then I'll look in the fridge. I know that whatever they put out is going to be class, so I'll grab that. But then if it's a brewery I don't know, it will just be the label design half the time. I'll look at it and go, fuck it, fuck it, that looks cool.
I mean, if I saw this, it's... Oh, do you know what it was? I wanted to do a session of gluten-free beers. I think it was with my friend Annie, who was on the show a few episodes ago.
Oh, yeah, I know Annie from
fucking lovely lass.
years back, but Lovely lass.
But yes, I thought, it'd be a good idea. Buy a bunch of like gluten-free beers. It's a great kind of concept to hype that thing. Theme the show. It's got to be thematic. What's the theme? Then forgot about that concept, and it sat in the fridge. But
because I've seen the show you did with Annie. Like I watched it.
Yeah. 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, it would have been just after I got back from Canada. So yeah, about 2 months ago. It was probably a couple of weeks after it came out. But yeah.
So yeah, this is just a straight up gluten-free pale ale. I don't think...
Has it got lactose? There's a kind of...
We got Citra and Mosaic. The yeast is saturated. I don't know what that means. Whether it's... Is that a yeast's name? This beer is vegan, so there's no lactose.
Weird. It's got that kind of...
And again, 4.1%.
It's like on the nose it's got that kind of... You know... Do you remember when those kind of like milkshake IPAs were floating around? They had that very specific aroma to them.
There is something to that, yeah, but I think for me the Citra is just kicking up more.
Cheers.
That's a little too... Is it a little green to you?
There's just...
A little bitterness to it.
I'm going to give it another sip, but... I
So
didn't really get a lot from it.
Best before January, so we're entirely in
way
date.
in date.
Whether it's that again, the thing with craft, like sometimes you just buy it, drink it a little too soon.
Yeah, like there's a lot that they do better if they condition for longer in cans and bottles. Also, there's some which sometimes some of the cans just miss. You can get one can that absolutely slaps, and then you get the same thing a couple of weeks later, and it's a completely different beer.
It's lower down in the vat.
Yeah.
The second sip's better.
I don't know the science behind it.
No, I think it literally is just sometimes that of just like where in the vat the can's beer came from. But yeah, I think the second sip's definitely delivering more than the first. I mean,
that first sip
was
so a friend of mine described a pint of cask that they had a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the same analogy. It's like the first sip I had of that was like someone had used beer as cordial. Like that kind of like, you know, when it's just light and there's not a lot of flavour to it.
Some alcohol-free beers hit me like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, I won't say the pub we went to because we're not going to badmouth people. It was like, oh yeah, I had a pint in this place and it was shite, lad. Most Yorkshire thing you can ever say, it was shite,
It was shite, lad.
Like someone put beer as cordial and topped it up with water. Water.
He's a watter, lad. Yeah, I mean...
No, it gets better as...
I mean, controversially. See where it holds up, though? I don't know.
Is that with faith? Probably that's been water, I think. Water.
He's your watter, lad. Not sure which one's which. So even there, the faith does look a bit duller than the...
Yeah. I mean... Faith used to have a lot more colour to it. I'm sure of that.
It did at the beginning of the year. Yeah, if you look at that, the two there, that is like way more sort of, there's a burst of amber to it if you were to compare it to that. But let's see what it tastes like. Faith's tasting good. I prefer the Faith.
Yeah.
I think it's that slight bitterness that was present in this one that was, you kind of learned to adjust to it as you went through it, but then going to something with Faith where it wasn't with that bitterness.
Funnily enough, I like bitterness on a finish.
Okay.
Like I'll drink pints of bitter till the cows come home, and I like a nice citrusy beer with a bit of bitterness on the finish, but I still prefer a Faith.
Do you want to give us them two clean fellas? And we are going to end on something of a what the fuck, a real what the fuck. Whilst we're doing that, Have you got any favourite spots in Leeds, beer-wise? Who do you consider as the sort of the... If you wanted to go somewhere for an absolutely banging fucking pint of craft?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I mean, so obviously, I moved out of Leeds 2.5 years ago now.
But you must still know where people drink beer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I've got my spots I go to.
Jesus!
What
Is that just head? Okay. I've never seen that before.
Call me a creature of habit. When I'm in Leeds, it tends to be Northern Monk Refectory, Kirksall Tap,
Okay.
upon Kirksall Road.
Yeah.
Cardy Arms I
Fuck.
go to, but when I'm at Cardy Arms, I'm not drinking craft, I'm drinking Guinness, because you can't go wrong with Guinness there. And then I tend to drink in like Chapel A and other spots. So
Okay, they've got some good spots now.
I used to drink in Alley Cats. And I still do. When I'm there, I'll pop in and see the lads there, because I used to work there.
Okay.
And it's nice to see them. But no, pardon me. No offense.
It's been a gassy one.
No offense to anyone, but since they become part of the North Bruco family, or no, North Bar family, I'm just not that kind of excited by any of the beers they've got on.
At North.
At North Sites and Alley Cats.
Oh,
So
okay,
North Sites as a whole just don't do a lot for me anymore.
Never.
There's a fair bit of controversy going on with what's happened there over the last year or so. Probably not for us to get into anyway. But yeah, I don't necessarily go to pubs for craft anymore.
Okay.
I go for kind of atmosphere I like.
Okay, yeah.
So back in the day, when I was living here and working in craft beer, it used to be going to North Bruco, North Bars, going to Growlers when I worked there. I mean, the best place that Leeds ever had, which unfortunately shut years ago, was Tall Boys. That place was absolutely amazing. And then way back when, used to drink in the Belgrave quite a lot, but now it's more, I don't know, maybe my age is catching up with me, but I like going to pubs for the atmosphere more. So like, a lot of the places I go to still offer craft stuff. So, White Ox is classic. Brunswick, me, Callum Scott, a couple of months ago, just before I went on holiday, went for a big walk and went to the Melbourne, which is obviously Brunswick's sister, and absolutely love it there. Class pub. Those guys just know how to do a pub properly. I like Northern Market as well.
Yeah. We can wrap it up on that one then.
Yeah.
This is from DMC.
Are they the ginger beer guys?
Only
Yeah.
alcoholic.
Never tried any of their stuff.
So
Seen them around.
Yeah, apparently the only alcoholic ginger beer brewery in the world, I think they said. I think globally is just nobody's fucking doing it. So this is the last beer I had from when they were on the show. The other show, Parade of Grafters, get on it. And so this is a ginger beer with Anko chili, cacao nibs, and a secret blend of spices. I've got no fucking idea. But what I would say, just to preface this, is that the thing with DMC's ginger beers is that they make it from like the actual ginger, like the legit stuff. Apparently, every other fucker in the world uses the powdered stuff. So
they're doing it like
legit,
properly,
like OG recipe, like back in the day recipe.
Yeah, I've seen them on socials a lot. I've just never come across them in any shops.
Because why the fuck would you drink a ginger beer? Because
I think when I was like 19, I drank Crabbies because I thought it was cool, and maybe dropped a shot of gin in it, but then realised
these guys shit all over Crabbies.
Cheers.
That's fucking.
Oh, I'm a big fan of that.
trying to work out what's happening. I'm getting the chili, but like the ginger, the chili. I'm not getting the cacao, but that's fucking.
No, I'm getting the chili just at the back of my throat. There's a bit of cacao. There's something.
Oh, the
second
firiness
sip.
builds. There's a definite cumulative effect on that one.
That would be either the roughest or best dark and stormy you could ever have in your life.
What's a dark and stormy?
It's ginger beer with dark rum, squeeze of lime, and Angostura bitters. And it's delicious.
Oh, we didn't have a fucking shot.
We didn't.
Let's have a fucking shot then.
Yeah, it is. I love that. And that's... I'm saying that as a man who is petrified of fish.
Oh, wow, what's that?
Oh, your fish is pitching. Cheers.
Great. Well, on that bombshell. Well, that is 2 big thumbs up for DMC.
Absolutely.
And
big fan.
I guess we're going to have to get a new shot glass. Cheers for that.
Yeah.
We're sipping IPAs and dippers and the tippers, impies and the sours, sipping on the sours. Smashing crafties, smashing beers.